Hey, what's up, guys? This is another one of my boxing theory and practice videos. That it's a bit of a series I've been doing that's just incorporating things that I've learned that have taken me from a beginner boxer to an intermediate boxer. I've been doing it for now over 2 years, 2.5 years roughly. And I'm just sharing the things that took me up a notch, okay? Like, took me up in my, specifically when it comes down to sparring, because if you're not sparring, you're not actually playing the game of boxing. You train all you want, hitting bags, hitting pad work, whatever else, but if you're not sparring, you're not playing the game. So I'm going to teach you in this video, to get right to it, for beginner, but as well, this could be intermediate as well, to refine the intermediate game, is only working on 4 punches in your sparring. Like, you should pretty much only focus on throwing only 4 punches. And I'll get right to it. What are those punches? First of all, it's the jab, obviously, correct? Jab. You have to work the jab. The jab is going to be one of the major punches, obviously, in all levels. Like, it's just a jab is one that you do on offense, you do on defense. I don't even get into this right now. I've covered that in other videos. I'll just get into the punches in itself. Jab, straight, right hook. So the 1, 2, 3, and what's the last one? It's going to be rear uppercut. Okay. So why did I choose those and not, for example, body shots? Or why did I not choose lead uppercut? Or, why did I not choose a right hook? You know what I mean? That's what everybody does, because you have to. These are the ones that you're going to throw majority of the time, and they're going to be the ones that you're going to throw when you're like punching and moving, and which is what a beginner should learn how to do. You should learn how to do it at least well, because I don't think beginners should go in and like infighting or like being exchanging punches in the pocket. They're just going to get tuned hard. So what does a beginner need to learn first is how to punch and move. And this is why I picked these punches, because I'm going to teach you how to move based on these punches. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is, when you throw a combo of punches, or like even if it's just 2 punches, which is still technically a combo, you're going to throw that and then you're going to have to move. You're not just going to throw and you're not going to just stand still. Correct? So the first thing I'm going to teach you is, starting simple and moving more advanced, like more complicated, is you're going to step forward with your front foot whilst throwing the 1, and then you're going to throw the 2 right afterwards. So you're closing the gap, 1, 2, and then after the 2, you're going to pull back and step back. Easy, correct? Like, that makes sense. So you're going to practice that on combo bags, whatever, but then you're going to incorporate that in sparring, where you step forward whilst throwing the jab, so that adds a little extra oomph on your jab. And then while you're there, you're going to throw the 2, and then after the 2, you're going to step back, so then if he then counters with, say, a hook or something, you're going to be out of range, and potentially you can then going to be able to re-attack him. So I did 1, 2. Well, what about the 2, 1? This is the other one. So you're going to step forward, not with your front foot now, with your rear foot, and then your front foot, whilst throwing the 2. Okay. And then you're going to do the 1, and then you're going to pull back. Okay. So it's just going to be kind of like a reversal in how you step forward. And this is one that a lot of beginners don't know, but it's as sooner as you're able to master this one, the quicker you're going to advance, stepping forward with the back foot while then throwing the 2, and then throw the 1, and then pull back. That makes sense? Wrap your mind around that for a sec. Now I'm going to go the simple 1, 2, 3, okay? So you're going to go 1, 2, 3. Now what do you do after the 3? You sidestep in the direction of the last punch you threw. So 1, 2, 3, sidestep or pivot, like create an angle. So by sidestepping or creating that angle, they have to readjust to you to be able to then throw, which is going to take time. And then in that time, you're going to be able to potentially do something else. So it's all about punching and moving, and that's why I'm focusing on only these punches, because this is what a beginner needs to learn first before getting into a pocket, before getting infighting and things like that. You gotta learn how to punch and throw. So conversely, I did the 1, 2, 3. Well, what about a 1, 3, 2? Okay, so a jab, hook, 2. Which a hook to a 2 is actually a really great combo in itself to throw. But what do you do after the 2? You sidestep the other direction. So now that if you throw your 2, that's your right side. So you sidestep to the right. And that means that you're out of range from there too. Okay, and you sidestep the opposite direction. So the other thing you technically could do is 2 and then slip that way as well. But I'm working more on for the beginner is punching and moving with your feet. That makes sense. That's why you got to learn first, because footwork is king in the game of boxing. Now, I'm going to step it up a little bit more of a notch in advancement. Okay, so we're just working with 1, 2, 3s now. We can do a 2, 1, 3, and then when we throw the T3, we sidestep. Okay, so 2, 1, 3 sidestep to obviously the side of the 3, right? Your left side. Now you can do 3, 1, 2, and then you sidestep that way. So you get where I'm getting at here? That you're moving in the direction of the last punch you threw. Now, I'm creating that as kind of a general rule. Now, rules are meant to be broken, but this is a rule for the beginners, okay, that I want you to kind of adhere to. So that's the most important thing. Now, I mentioned the rear uppercut now, okay? So there's going to be a few things that I want to say about that, because this is going to be the next kind of thing once you incorporate the rear uppercut into the 1, 2, 3. You know what I mean? In all the different combinations. So it could be 1, 2, 1 rear uppercut, or it could be 3, 2 rear uppercut. I don't know. Like you can. There's so many different combinations, obviously, of that, right? But I recommend for the beginner is going from left, right. So if you're going to start with your left, it might be a jab, to right, which might be your straight, to left, which might be another jab, or so like a 1, 2, 1, or it could be a 3, to then right again, which is going to be your rear uppercut. Now, why did I pick the rear uppercut? Because it's one that you don't necessarily have to be really up close and personal to throw. You can throw them from kind of far away, more like this. I throw it more like this, as opposed to this. This one, more up close, bam, like this. But if I'm far away and I throw 1, 2, 3, bam, like this, I'm hitting them like up almost like that on their chin. That's one that's going to be incorporated. So now this is about punching and moving. How do you move after a rear uppercut? Good question. So first thing you gotta, after you throw an uppercut, is you gotta bring it back here as quick as possible to protect from this, right? But you can throw that and then roll that way. If that makes sense. You have to practice that roll. Boom, 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 boom. But that's a sidestep in itself. So it's like roll while you're sidestepping, and guess what's cocked, ready to go now? Bam. So that's kind of the last piece of the puzzle I want to throw in here about jab, straight, lead hook, rear uppercut. Focus on those. Those are ones, and then focus on the combos of those, even if you're on a combo bag. Combo bag's good. So I got some guys chirping behind me. Combo bag's a good way to practice, but then how you incorporate it in the ring, because if you're a novice fighter, or, if you try to throw those liver shots, you're gonna get fucking punched in the face, guaranteed. If you're gonna throw wild hooks, like rear hooks, you're gonna get fucked. Everything else, you really need to get the basis down first, and that's what I'm trying to highlight in this video. And by doing so, the basis is going to be obviously jab cross, right? But you want to get that lead hook into play. But then you open them up with that rear uppercut, because rear uppercut for even a beginner is kind of a natural movement, and obviously you learn how to throw properly. But once you incorporate that rear uppercut, is one that when you do land it, it can be devastating. even that lead hooks and rear uppercuts, it just works because it makes this like, sorry, I'm holding the phone right now. It forms like this right angle triangle. So lead hook, rear uppercut, or straight to lead hook, or jab to rear uppercut. So we're going back, forth, back, forth. The last thing I'm going to mention is now we start to double things up. So it could be something like jab, cross, rear uppercut, this. So it's you double up one hand type of thing. And that's something that that you just have to kind of intuitively, it comes with practice, you just intuitively know when to do that. Because when you double up on the one side with one hand, once in a while in your combos, they're expecting another hand, but there's another one coming from that hand. And then if you connect with that, then the last kind of conclusion of everything is going to be that finale punch, if that makes sense. But once you've done that, then we can start incorporating things like body shots, and I'll make a video about that in the future. I wouldn't really focus on body shots too much initially. Too much. If you have to work with what I think that I set here, because these are the punches that you're going to be using majority of the time, I believe. At least that's what I have. At least this, I'm just sharing what, again, took me from more of a mediocre boxer to a better boxer. Okay, and I don't consider myself a really good boxer or elite boxer by any means. So if there are some elite boxers watching this video, please chime in. You know what I mean? But I know what worked for me, so I'm just sharing that with you guys. That's all I'm trying to do here, all right? Based on experience and how to put it into practice. Practice being sparring, the theory that I'm sharing with you. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys. Peace.